Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we're building a small Aesir Fort in the Exiled Lands on the southeast side of map square E11. The requirements for this build are on screen now. The only hard requirement is of course the Aesir pieces. You can swap any other material you want for base game, bazaar or DLC pieces. So without further ado, let's get started. I firstly started off with of course the Aesir walls. This ground is not perfectly flat, so we're going to have to do a bit of trickery to get everything to work properly. As you saw in the blueprint, it's an internal 5x5 size with the Aesir walls on the exterior, so it's a pretty simple footprint. Because the ground is kind of uneven here, we're going to have to drop the height of the walls by one tile as we get towards the front, which we can do by placing a foundation beneath an Aesir wall and snapping the next one to the side of it. Once the initial shape is right, it's time for some detailing. I adjusted the straight segments at the side to use inverted corners, and I then placed arena foundations in the centre. Once I'd finished the internal 5x5, I built those foundations out past the wall so I could invert the Aesir straight walls to run flush with the segment created by the inverted corners. I then removed those exterior foundations. Next for the ceilings. I placed a simple ring around the top of the Aesir walls, including a step-up segment. To place a ceiling over the inverted wall segments below, you will have to remove the straight wall if it's already placed, so save yourself the hassle and place the ceiling before the wall. I then covered the bottom of the ceilings to conceal the step down and finished off the ceilings on the turret towers. From there I began on the first floor. It's a simple 3x3 size, though you can use the support strut walls and fences to make windows, which I did, and they work to break up the monotony very well. I built this segment 2 tiles high from the rear doorway. I then placed doorway segments on the ground and first floor. I initially wanted to use insulated wood as I thought it would merge quite well. Texturally it does, but tonally it's a bit too different, so I felt Frontier would be a better option, which in the end it was. Next, the roof. I built an exterior ring of ceilings around the top of the first floor walls, and then added another 3x3 window segment on the interior. I settled on insulated wooden roofing and created a ring of rooftop pieces. I used sloping sides and straight roof pieces in the centre of each side to connect to the main roof, which I then built a pyramid hip style roof onto with a straight rooftop finish. To finish it off, I also added a support strut underhang. To finish off the exterior, I placed fencing across the edges of the Aesir walls, using inverted frontier fences on the straight segments, and of course regular curved Aesir fences on, well, the curved segments. On the interior, I added a small segment in the right side corner to allow for storage shelves and a ladder segment, and then built up the first floor ceilings using insulated wooden pieces. Once I'd finished the floor above, I filled out those shelves with ceilings and support struts, and that finished off the build. Finally, when the shadow build was done, it was then time to of course furnish. I kept the exterior simple, deciding to let the Aesir pieces shine without too much interference. Aside from the lighting, the only decoration here is the brown rhino banners on the sides and the clan banners on the front and the top, flying a golden fish over a blue circular field. Though the build is relatively small, it serves this area well and surprisingly stands out given its modest size. On the interior, I've laid out the ground floor as a busy workshop. Though a 5x5 isn't terribly large, I've managed to squeeze quite a lot in here. There's a whole segment for blacksmithing and armour crafting beneath a 2x3 box on the left hand side, one furnace, a carpentry, tannery and plentiful storage in the shelving either side of the ladder segment. I've also included some basic alchemy and cooking stations near the door. If you need it, you could also construct shelving over the door to create room for even more storage, though I think this build should have a decent amount with just the ground floor shelving. Going up a level, the first floor is short on space as a 3x3, but it's perfect for a cosy bedroom. I used stage pieces from the Decetto DLC to elevate it slightly, which lines up nicely with the narrow windows. The bedroom includes, of course, the bed, but also decorative shelving, tapestries, and I also thought this would be a good place for some of the newer Battle Pass decorations like the war map and the Stygian furniture. A very small area for sure, but definitely very cosy. With a direct door out to the wall, it makes defending this base nice and simple. Overall, though this base is quite small, at roughly a footprint size of 6x6, it works very well. Ultimately, I think it's a testament to the Aesir walls and their ability to work for smaller designs as well, not just massive fortresses. Thank you for watching, and of course a massive thanks to our wonderful esteemed coffee cultists for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. This isn't the last you'll see of the Aesir walls. I plan to do a much larger build with these too, but I hope you enjoyed this smaller, more modest concept. Again, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon.